Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to Steve Roye, who is a professional comedy trainer. He teaches stand-up. What is it like to be a professional comedy trainer?
A couple things that I love to do in life, and one was performing, which I'm retired from actively performing, but the other is teaching and showing other people how to get that thrill. And you're no stranger to the thrill of being on stage and getting that love and admiration that you get from an audience. Well, there is no greater love, admiration, or respect that you can get, I mean, in instant gratification time than being a comedian.
You're absolutely right, but you gave it up. Why did you not? Why are you not still doing stand-up?
I live in a little hamlet outside of Bowling Green, Kentucky. I traveled. I was in the Navy for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Retired from the Navy, and then I was a professional comedian for 13 years. I traveled and traveled and traveled, and I get a great deal of satisfaction from showing other people the secrets and strategies and techniques that I developed to do well in my own stand-up comedy career.
I would think that stand-up is the hardest possible thing you could do in the entertainment world.
The information that most people have to start or embark on a stand-up comedy career makes it far harder than it actually is. Because unlike acting, and you're familiar with acting, I saw your resume, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really go out and try to transform into a character or someone else and that kind of stuff. The way I like to describe the difference between acting and stand-up comedy is great actors are great at becoming someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Great comedians are great at being themselves. So individuals that come to the table as comedians or want to be comedians, as a general rule, already have all the comedy talent, all the unique characteristics, all the sense of humor. They're already armed with most of what they need. What they need to know is how to develop structure, and properly deliver themselves in order to get the kind of laughs that they want on stage.
Well, it's also very difficult. Most of the comedians that are successful that I see on HBO and on other places, because I don't go to comedy clubs really, is the material.
Let me just tell you this right now. There is a huge difference between trying to write stand-up comedy material and writing down and structuring what it is you want to say and express to an audience.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize that 93% of your ability to make audiences laugh don't come from the literal words that you say. It comes from the voice inflection and body language that you use in association with those words that give them the power.
Yeah, but I think of people like George Carlin, who happens to be my favorite, who was a very intelligent, well-spoken person who, I don't think there was anybody, for me, more funny than George Carlin.
Oh, absolutely, but here's the thing. If it was all about the words, you could stick a robotic head on a stick and it could just do a monotone voice of the jokes, and you wouldn't really need a live performer, if you get my point here.
Yeah.
And it's really no different in acting. What makes acting work is not the little words as they are on paper. It's how that actor portrays those words, expresses those words, and is able to pinpoint the emotion or the subtle undertones that make that material work. People are their own unique character already.
Okay.
That's the difference between acting and stand-up comedy. In acting, there's different characters for different roles with different needs and whatnot. In stand-up comedy, your best bet is to capture who you are individually.
Gotcha.
Here's another secret. The comedy mechanics that are used in any environment, I don't care if it's in acting, if it's talking with friends in a casual conversation, or whether it's on a stand-up comedy stage, the comedy mechanics that are used are exactly the same. There's no difference. What's important to recognize is what those comedy mechanics are and how to use them.
Okay.
That's what's important.
So how did you get started in comedy anyway? You said you were in the Navy.
Well,
20 years.
Yeah, I was in the Navy, and early in my Navy career, and I selected a specialty, which I was able to take, that involved an extensive amount of training.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the training on how to be a trainer, education. I was horrible at it. I had terrible stage fright and whatnot. Well, I started doing the training that was required, and the people were falling asleep. And I was like, the stage fright went away, and I was like, this sucks. So, it was replaced by, I gotta have fun doing this. Mm. So I started, using my own sense of humor and, telling things the way I wanted to tell them. And it got to the point where I could make classes of students laugh so hard it would interrupt other classes.
That's great.
So I said, I think I would be good at this stand-up comedy thing. And so I started out and doing what everybody tries to do, write the stupid jokes that read funny on paper, blah, blah, blah. And I was terrible, horrible. I did that for 9 months and almost quit. And then a light bulb went off. I got sick and tired of that, started doing my own thing, and then I figured out what it is exactly I was doing, and that turned into basically the system that I sell other comedians now. After almost quitting after 9 months, within 2 years of developing the system, I was headlining in 600 or 1,500 seat venues.
Wow. Tell the audience how to find you and learn from you and take your courses.
Oh, if they want to check out my course, I have a online course for comedians at killerstandup.com, and there's 5 free lessons. There's no email to sign up for. You don't have to join anything. You just go and see what I have to offer. Other people's success is my success in the stand-up comedy education arena. There are people that teach stand-up comedy that can't do headliner level comedy. Yeah. There are people that teach stand-up comedy that never got past the open mic stage and went, oh, I can teach comedy.
I'm so glad to have met you.
Well, same here. I mean, you're a hoot to work with. You're a good interviewer.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Oh, me too. Thanks, honey.